there. Today I have for you an old school workout going back to the glutes and guts. This used to be one of my favorite classes that I would do at a gym. So let's try it together, and you don't need anything except body weight, and we are going to be coming down to the floor, so you will need your mat. So let's get started with a really quick warm-up, and then you can go take it from there. All right, so legs wide apart, a little wider than hip width, and big stretch up, and exhale down, and then again up, and exhale down, and one more up. And as you exhale down, reach forward, hanging down towards the floor, straight legs, and then slowly take it all the way up. Circle the arms, take it down again, and all the way up. And one more time, take it down, hang out down here this time, and you're just gonna bend your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly take it all the way up, hands to your hips. Those wide legs are going to stay right there, but turn your feet out slightly and then bend side to side. And over. Good. 5 seconds. And last one. All right, excellent. Turn those feet in, zigzag them all the way in this time, and arms come up as we knee raise side to side. Just kind of play with the arms, whatever you feel like doing. Up. Good. Up. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, and then the last thing we're going to do is just do a couple of the exercises as warm-up that we will be doing in a second. So the first one is to take some squats back, nice and easy, pressing through your heels, and one more, all the way up, and then step back into a reverse lunge, and then press up nice and slow, back and up, back and up, and one more each side. This is really quick warm-up just to get us ready. All the way in, and take those legs back out to that wide position again, toes turned out, and bend at the knees right here. Good. So back is nice and straight. You're looking right towards your camera screen or your TV computer screen, wherever you're at. Last 2 and 1, and then again take those feet into center and just sweep the arms over. We're not really doing any arm work, but when we come to the floor, you'll be getting into a little quick plank, so we just want to be ready for that with our shoulders. And reach, and one more big reach, and take it down. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that we're mostly doing some glute stuff from standing position here. So we're going to start with some reverse lunges, just like we did in that warm-up. So all of us have different balance, and when you do a reverse lunge, it can get kind of tricky. So just step back and see how your arms feel if you take your arms up. Or maybe you want to keep them just at your hips. Or sometimes I take mine forward and then bring them back every time I step back in. Now, our main concentration here is on our lunges. So nice square knee in front. And we're stepping back, pushing through your front leg to bring it back in. Good. Now we have 4 and 3, because each side, and 2, and last one. each side. Good, all the way up. All right, legs are nice and warm now. Okay, going into a pulse squat. So chair squat, feet are facing forward. Have a seat back, but we're gonna hang out right here. So go ahead, take it back up. Ready? Take it down, and then pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up. Squeezing at the top. 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And squeeze up. Last 2 times. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze up. Last 1. 3, 2, 1. Up and squeeze. All right, awesome. The next thing we'll do is we'll do a regular single squat with a heel raise at the end. We're going to get in just a couple of the regular squats first. Feet continue to stay forward and legs are about hip width apart. So have a seat back and then just come up in your singles. Good. I think we should get 5 in. Down for 2 and 1. Now, take it down, lift, and heel raise. Down, up and lift. Now, as you're taking it back behind you, can you sink a little lower in that seated position? Down. Remember, we're going for some glute work here. So we want our glute to help us as we come down, holding that position. Squeeze up, heel raise, and if that heel raise is just a little bit off balance for you, you can certainly leave it out. Going for a little bit at the end, but it doesn't have to be. Good. All right, last one, and lift. All right, excellent. Shake that all out. Going into some more squats, but this time they're going to be wider legs. So take the legs out, and I want you to find a turnout that feels good for you. So sometimes we tend to just think that we have to go all the way out to your right and left. You do not have to. It's more of a middle between facing forward and totally out at a diagonal. Make sure that that width feels good. And let's start to bend at the knees, upright in your torso, and take it down and push to come up. Good. So knees are tracking towards your toes in that wider stance. Down. All right, now lift the arms as you take it down. Good, squeeze at the top. Ooh, I can feel that squeeze. All right, last 3. And 2. And 1. All right, so check in with your toes, with your feet. You should be really putting more emphasis on your heels here. We're gonna keep that same positioning. Take it down and hold for a full pulse this time. So it's gonna be about 30 seconds. So make sure we're comfy in our stance. Hands maybe come in front. Hold it down at your low point. Take your back just slightly above your legs. A little shift right here. And then you're gonna pulse right here. Ready? Here we go. Down, down. So a little tiny up, down. Ooh, in that 30 seconds, we're gonna really feel a little burn here. Good. Keep it going. Ooh, nice job. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and take it all the way up. Great job. So the next things that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take it to the floor. So here's where you will need your mat. So get yourself set up, grab a sip of water if you need to, and I will meet you down on the floor. All right, so from the floor, you're gonna bring your feet to the floor, knees are bent. We're gonna start with some bridges. Again, we're not using anything except body weight here. So pressing through your heels, hands are down by your sides on this first set, and you're gonna do singles. So push through the heels, lift. So a nice steady pace where every time you're pressing through your heels, you're lifting and squeezing with a little tiny pause at the top. And that pause is so small. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, lower it down. So just make sure that your upper body is staying relaxed. Sometimes that tension tends to make us feel like maybe we're kind of getting to be like an accordion on the floor. The next part, we're gonna stay up the whole time and take our hands out of the equation. So bring your hands up above. Big deep breath in. Exhale and lift. And right here, you're gonna hold and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So little tiny pulses, just like we did with our squats. But we're pushing through the heels, lifting those hips higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower down. All right. So let's repeat that, but we're going to do the opposite this time. So we get a second set of those bridges. Arms come up, and we lift for singles. Here we go. Up. Lift. Lift. Good. You're almost halfway. Here you go. Lift for 5, 4, 3. Keep squeezing. You got it. And 1. Lower down. Lower your arms down. So we're doing the opposite. Lifting the hips and holding them up, but our hands are going to be here on the sides as a little bit of some extra help to keep it lifted. So push through your hands, hips are up, and we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice job. Yes, feeling it through the legs, I am sure. Good. 5 seconds. And slowly lower down. Take the knees in. Rotate your ankles for a little stretch. Great job. All right, so we have a plank next. So we're gonna make ourselves somehow get up here. So either rolling over completely, flip over. And you're gonna start on all fours for your plank. So hands are under your shoulders. So if you look down, you should see the top of your fingertips and just a nice straight line right here. Knees are ready, and we step back into our plank. So just take your right foot back, coming to your toes. Big deep breath in, and bring it back with your left foot. So hold right here. So we're going for a 30-second plank. Like how I surprised you with that one. Now, as you're planking, just think of your body as a nice long line. Maybe adjust if needed. We don't want to feel like we're sagging through our back, but keep it nice and lifted. That's the challenge of a plank. You've got 15 more seconds, actually less than that. Right here is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now, if you felt like you had to come down and then come back up, great job. Either way, you're still getting that plank in. Or maybe you just did a few seconds of it and then you had to come down. That is okay. Flip back over. And we're getting a set of bicycle crunches in. But this is a great way that I saw to do them without having to, I think, really put a lot of emphasis in a Pilates way, so we're going to vary it up a little bit. Arms up behind your head, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Take your right knee up to a table position. Now as you lift, you're going to lift straight up and then rotate and then take it down. Okay, so lift to same knee and down. Lift, rotate, center, and down. Again, rotate, center, and down. Again, same way. So as you're rotating, think about your shoulder coming over towards your right leg and then lower down. Again for 3 and lower. 2. You're almost there. Last one on the side. And lower down. Lower your leg. Let your elbows come out to the sides. So reclasp your hands together. Take your left leg up. Same thing. Lift, rotate, center, and down. Trying to keep your elbows out to the sides as much as possible. Rotate. Good. Almost there. Lift for 4. And 3. 2. And last one. Feeling that burn and lower down. Okay, awesome job. Go ahead and pull your knees in. Straighten the legs, taking a little stretch. So we have 2 more exercises. These are going to be from your sides. So go ahead and flip right towards me, whichever side you're on, and pop it up to your forearm. So I want to make sure I have enough room here. So on your forearm, your hand is flat on the floor, legs are bent, so we're in a little tiny kind of mermaid position here. We're going to start with clamshells and then go to a straight leg lift on this side. So clamshells, just a lift and lower. Now, no variation. We don't want our knee going too forward or too back. And if you're lifting and your hip really is tight, you can keep that little lift a little bit lower. Again. 3. And stay nice and strong through that forearm, keeping the shoulder in control, and lower down. Now, the other one we're doing is a straight leg. So you can stay here on forearms. I find it a little more comfy to just slide right down, resting my head, and flex your foot for the first 5. Lift. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the second part, we point your foot and lift. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right, and you'll be feeling that one right in the glute muscle. Coming up to center, we're going to rotate right over to the other side. And again, if those leg lifts are too high, then of course keep it a little bit lower. I think the main key is just keep it a consistent spot where you're lifting, so don't try to take it too high if it doesn't feel right for you. Again, start with clamshells. We're on our forearm. We're pressing in through your mat or your floor and lift. 2, 3, 4, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now again, straight leg, and you can stay up on your forearm or slide down the way that I did. All right, so let's see which one feels better. Maybe try one of each. If it doesn't feel right on your forearm, keep that bottom leg bent, flexed foot. Good. 2 and 1. And I'm just going to pull my knee back a little bit here. Pointed foot on the second side. Lift. This one definitely is more challenging just by changing the foot. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, nice job. Lower down. All right, go ahead and take that top leg in, pulling it in for a stretch. And if you're flat on the floor, that's okay too to do it like that. And we're gonna rotate back to laying down on the floor. Lay all the way back, pull both knees in, take a stretch. And we're gonna do a quick stretch, but if any of these stretches feel extra yummy, go ahead and repeat them. Legs all the way up, arms behind. Big deep breath in. Go ahead and lower just your left leg. Take your right foot over your left knee and lift right here and hold. 3, 2, and lower down. Just switch it out for our last stretch. Lift. And lower down. I'm going to come right up to seated position. So thank you so much for joining me for this really quick glutes and guts workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay right here because more is coming your way. Thank you.